If we can take this edge off, we'll get more sun in.
I think that would be nice. And then we've got a nice little back of the pond where everything can nest.
It's a native landscape that's imperiled. I think it should be important for all of us.
We need to reconnect with nature, start loving nature again. And I think the pond is the most amazing connection with nature. By opening these ponds up and by restoring these ponds, we bring them back to life. They were used until at least the First World War. People would come to them, they would dig out clay, a limey clay, spread it on the fields as a way of improving the soil. Whereas farming got more and more intensified, when livestock started coming out of the rotations in crops, in farming, and wasn't used very much more. And then these ponds became derelict, started to overgrow.
Prairie pothole is a natural wetland created by glaciers. As the glaciers move their way south out of Canada into the Dakotas, wetlands are drained for various reasons, but it's usually for humans, whether it's construction of buildings or to increase farmable land. As we reduce wetlands on the landscape, that reduces not only just wildlife habitat for waterfowl and other migratory birds, but it also reduces groundwater aquifer recharge, it increases potential for flooding, and it also affects sequestration of carbon.
This is a global thing, and what we need to do is all get together and start valuing these little places. If you do it to lots of ponds, at a landscape scale, or we even call it a pondscape scale, then I think you can have a huge effect on the environment. When we restore ponds, we bring water back into the landscape. So our restored ponds at the moment are almost the only ponds with any water in. This is dry, so when we restore it, it'll have water. And that's water for red deer, for a whole range of mammals, small mammals to drink from. The last 10 years we've been doing before and after surveys, and we've watched populations of dragonflies, of amphibians explode.
We find with these restored ponds, within a year or two, they come back and they do extremely well. Off you go, little fellow.
And what's wonderful is you've got this underwater life going on, a whole community, and it's happening under the water and you have no idea about it. And if we see lots of different things living, it means that there's lots of different habitats for them to live in, lots of different homes, and that means that we've created and restored a very good, healthy pond.
It's a no-brainer for conservation, not just in Norfolk, everywhere.
We all love wildlife, if you like to hunt or not, or you just like them, and it's good for our ecosystem, it's good for preserving our natural resources.
This is just as big of an issue of importance as saving a rainforest in South America.
Farmers and ranchers utilize the land to produce food and food security, and utilizing their land how they see fit to make a living for their family. And there's so many government regulations and so many in the environmental world and in the wildlife world that want to tell us what to do on our property. Farmers and ranchers don't want to destroy wetlands, but having an ability to mitigate them very reasonable priced and easily would help.
We think we can coexist, and so we've actually flooded some land that used to be wet. there's a balance in there somewhere where we can do both. We can have a profitable, good agriculture, but still have beneficial wetlands and habitat for wildlife.